So the supervisor, he snapped his finger, and with his forefinger he said, he was calling me. Now that's a no-no
Especially in Indian
in
customary
Indian
culture.
culture. That sort of said, I almost said, hey, who are you talking to? But he was my supervisor. Fine, I had a good position in India, but he's my boss over here. God was teaching me, hey, whoever is above you, doesn't matter who, but if you're reporting to that individual, be humble, be obedient, follow instructions.
Right.
And that was a lesson. Gone are those days when I barked out orders, again with pride. But here, this guy snapping his finger, and he's calling me in a way which is so demeaning.
Right.
And he said, "You look at that mop." Oh boy, that mop was looking down at me. Everything is big in the U.S. and we were getting used to it. Big Mac, big gulp, big mop. And that guy Marty who said, California is a big place, eh? Everything is big.
Right.
Everything is big. So I said, what do you want me to do? He said, take that and mop the floor. Wow, I never mopped the floor in my life.
It was the first time you ever mopped the floor.
I think it was the first time.
Wow.
So I took the mop. I didn't know what to do, but anyway, I knew that whatever the thing at the mop, the whatever you call it, that has to be on the floor, and the rod has to be held.
Just go through the motions.
I was going through the motions. I did it very reluctantly, and that was a breaking point. That's a janitorial job.
Right.
Okay, we had back in India a guy who used to come every morning and he would mop. Gabriel Rufus is now doing the mopping at this. I didn't like it. Not one bit. So the doors closed afterwards. My Chevy Chevette, two-door car, down there. And very often I take people who worked with us. I used to take them to the store to tell them that's my beginning. Because they asked me, you have a studio now, things have changed. I said, that's my faith journey.
Yeah.
And I was there at this parking lot, got into the car, and what a fight with, as Jacob had a battle with the angel in his dream. This angel Gabriel Rufus had a battle with God.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I love hearing this story because I apply it to my personal life as well. And just hearing how God humbles us, He protects us, He directs us, and He also corrects us. And also really teaching you at that moment that your identity and your worth isn't in your career. So just, can you talk about that for the audience? I think that they can get some value out of that. How did you find your worth, not in your title or position, but in who you are in Him, meaning in Christ?
Right. I sat down in the Chevy Chevette and I was totally devastated. Because now I'm looking at my value in the kind of work that I was doing. And I was giving my resume to God. I said, God, I'm a tither. I go to church regularly. I have family prayers both in the morning and at night. I was giving Him, I was doing a self-audit as if He didn't know about it.
Right.
And I said, why are you doing this to me? And I wept. I said, you're very unfair. I mean, in one of the earlier episodes I said, I was very arrogant. I said, Lord, if you want me to stay here, and He answered my prayers, Mom's prayers. And here I am in the Chevy Chevette.
Not the answer you wanted, by the way.
That's right. And then we looked at, I was so weary, disappointed with life, and then I drove around Burbank, and then went home to the apartment. And all of you were waiting for Dad to give a report about his day.
Were you embarrassed to tell your wife and kids what you did?
I was, first of all, angry. So I walked into the house, into the apartment. Mom and all of you were there. It was pretty late. But you guys were eager to know. And Mom said, so, sweetheart, how was it? I said, I don't know why. I don't know why this God is so unfair with me. I said, sweetheart, he's very mean. He's so mean that he humiliated me. And Mom was, as always, very sweet. She didn't, come heavy on me saying that, sweetheart, you're very proud. No, she didn't say that. She listened. And often, she'd say, you got 2 ears and 1 mouth. Your listening thing should be more than your speaking. So she would listen. And she said, what exactly happened? I said, they gave me a mop and they gave me this cash register. So she said, anyway, it's a learning curve for you, but if you're not happy, don't go tomorrow. And that challenged me. I said, here is my wife telling me, encouraging me, and supporting me. She didn't ridicule me. She didn't come with a heavy blow because I was already blown out. And so we prayed. We had a family prayer. And what happened was I couldn't sleep all night. I was thinking, what on earth was I doing wrong? So the next morning I got up, a new experience. I put on the red shirt. Hello, my name is Gabe.
Right.
And I was off in the Chevy Chevette. A new day. And again, that pride was like a leech clinging onto me. And God was doing His job, His work in chipping me, chiseling me, shaping me. It was like I was the clay,
Right.
potter's hands. He was, sometimes he just took that clay and he dumped it, created something new. But that day, I think I told you guys about this story, when, most likely these guys who would come are regular customers. They would come for their coffee and donuts at the store. I think that's what they came for.
Right.
Same kind of customers. Maybe they bought something and I was having no coffee, but I was having a pie. The humble pie.
Every morning.
Right. But now, these guys, they were coming and some of them were reluctant to come into my cash register. The first guy came, in no time I served him, he's gone with his merchandise. The second guy, and I looked at the other registers, they were a little slow and they were doing it with a lot of confidence, but I was doing it with a lot of enthusiasm. And then the speed with which it was going, instead of keeping quiet, instead of thanking God, I first of all looked at that cash register. That cash register was my companion. I said, hey, mentally I was saying, how's it going? Right? How's it going? And then these guys, when they were passing by, I looked at them. This time a very sarcastic look. I should have been more humble, but again, pride kills individuals. Pride has no standing in front of God. And I'm reminded of a Bible verse which I'm doing a lot of studies. It says, humble yourself. I think it's from 1 Peter. Humble yourself in the sight of the Lord and He will lift you up. Because He hates, powerful word, a strong word, He hates a proud look. He hates it. And I had that proud look, almost to say, hey, now you guys know. See, it's kind of a retaliation. Now you guys know where this company picks up people like me. Hey, I wish I can verbalize it. But that was the morning. Now I've had my chest out walking around the aisles, but they were saying, this aisle, if someone tells you where they're looking for pens, aisle number 6. Where are they looking for printing paper? Aisle number 4. So I would go walking, aisle number 4, paper, aisle number 6, this one. And someone would say, hey, get back to the register. Register became a good friend of mine.
Yeah, I bet.
But then there was another friend waiting for me. Guess who?